Guys, I'm coming back to you guys again with a follow-up on my Ancestry DNA testing that I had done. I posted a video and I got a lot of responses and comments regarding my results. And I just want to go over a quick little Ancestry tag just to update you guys on some information that I came across after having the test done. It did raise a lot of questions for me, so I had to do some investigation and see what I dug up. On this Ancestry tag, it's just a few questions, like about 5 questions, 5 or 6 questions that we're going to go through real quick. Okay, the first question is, where was I born, or where was I born? I was born in Houston, Texas. The second question is, where were your parents born? My dad was born in Trinidad. That is an island in the West Indies, somewhere off the coast of South America. My mom was born here in Texas in a small country town called Trinity. And where were my grandparents born? My grandmother on my maternal side, I believe she was born also here in Houston, or close to Houston on the outskirts, possibly in Trinity or somewhere thereabouts in the country. My maternal grandfather, he may have been born here in Houston, but he might have also been born in Louisiana. I think his folks came out of the Louisiana area in Alabama. My paternal, on my father's side, my grandmother and grandfather, there was a little discrepancy there. My dad was saying that he believes his dad came out of somewhere, out of Venezuela somewhere, because he thought that his dad was so light-skinned that he thought that he was mixed with something. But upon speaking with my grandmother, who is my only grandparent who's still living, she says that she was born in Grenada, which is another small island off the coast of Trinidad. So a lot of Grenadians, they will be in Trinidad, and a lot of Trinidadians be in Grenada. So a lot of people in Trinidad will say they have people that come from Grenada, because it's a small country island, and people, I guess, they think the big island is Trinidad. So when they move on up, they move on to Trinidad. But my grandmother says she was born in Grenada, and my dad's father was also born in Grenada. Is what she says. So I guess it doesn't matter how light-skinned you are, you're still African. So don't try to claim other countries just because you claim that you're light-skinned. But I'm going to try to insert some pictures here of like my grandfather and my father and the kids out on the island. See if I can insert that somewhere, probably in this area here, for you to have a little glimpse of what they consider to be light-skinned out there in the islands. The next question is, have you heard any stories about relatives being of any other race, nationalities other than parents or grandparents? I guess that can tie into where they thought that my grandfather was from Venezuela somewhere. Also, my mother claimed that there were some relatives that she believed were Indian or Blackfoot Indian, to claim specifically in the family. So I guess that's sort of the only races that we had. No one ever claimed anyone to be Caucasian, or we had a Caucasian great-great-grandmother or anything down the road anywhere. It was only maybe a sprinkle of Indian over here, and maybe I had one card-carrying Indian somewhere in the family, and we assumed because he carries a card, everybody must have the same DNA. So that was the only thing. Apparently that was not true for our direct line, according to my DNA results. And just to refresh you on my DNA results, or I guess in case you never saw that video, I could put a link here somewhere in this video if you want to visit that video regarding my DNA results off Ancestry.com. But my results was, I am 40% Cameroon and Congo, I am 33% Ivory Coast, Ghana, and 27% other, which was like a sprinkling of other West African countries, and like 2% Irish, and like less than 1% Middle Eastern. Um, Now, the next question was, have I ever been mistaken for any other nationality or race? Uh, Almost no. Once, when I was taking my daughter to the doctors, I spoke with an African lady who was just there in the waiting room with us, and she asked, upon looking at me, if I was from Africa or from the islands, and I did tell her, no, I wasn't, but my father was, and my child's father, my husband, is also from Trinidad. So she looked at my daughter. She said, I can definitely see it in your daughter. She has strong African features, and you too, a little bit. I was like, okay, sounds good to me. Um, if you had to guess, what percentage and region would dominate your DNA and why? I really can't say. I mean, I already know my results, but if I were to guess before knowing my results, I would assume I would have at least about 80% African. The fact that it came out to such a high percentage was really, I didn't grasp the the enormity of it at the time. But as time progressed and I saw other people's results and other people comments about my percentage, especially with me being at least half African American and my dad being from Trinidad, we expect that someone would have got messed with, and that my African DNA would have been more diluted, to say the least. But the fact that it came out so strong was kind of astonishing. So I had to do some research to see exactly what was going on. So upon speaking further with my grandmother, she states that her parents were from the Congo. I mean, directly from the Congo. So I was like, wow, that's blew my mind, like right there. Like, okay, that's where it come from. So I'm thinking that the percentage was so high. Both of my grandparents, both her and her husband, must have direct Congo DNA, undiluted. So that could explain why my percentage for Cameroon and Congo was 40%. So that really could explain that, or at least maybe he was from Ivory Coast, Ghana, and she's straight up 100% Congo. So that could explain why my DNA came out so strong. So I would like for other family members, like my sister and my brother, to also get tested to see what their percentages would be, because a lot of them, like my sister and my mom, were a little bit hung up on that 2% Irish. I mean, it's like I'm not saying that ancestor was not a big deal, but I'm focusing on my African heritage and getting in touch with that, because visually that's what people see when they see me. It's what I see, that's what I identify with. I can't walk around like that one pop star who said that she was like 1% African American, or 1% African. I mean, I'm not downplaying her heritage. That's her heritage, and she wants to be proud of it. More power to you. But I'm not saying that I'm gonna go around and be like, hey, I'm 2% Irish. Like that's not my that's not what I'm going to hang my hat on for right now. Right now, I'm going to explore. I'm looking into exploring my African heritage and seeing what's in the culture, the food, the music, the dance, the clothing. If I may want to visit Africa or visit the Congo, I want to know where to go, what are the top places to go, maybe make some friends that also share the same type of DNA trace and things like that, and share information, because I'm looking on YouTube and I'm seeing, the different languages that are around there, the political disruption going on in the country, all kinds of things I'm learning and to know about right now. So the DNA test, I did it not because I was um, looking for some type of guidance. I was just curious as to what was me. And so much of our culture got washed away, in the slave trade and everything. So I wanted to do this to kind of do my part to take back what was taken from us, so I can then in turn give that to my children. Because a lot of us, or at least with my situation, my grandparents died really young before I could reach my maturity to ask them questions and find out about what's going on and what went on in their lives, so I could pass that to my children. What do they have to share? And so I only have one grandparent left, and she's a spry elderly lady, so she's off jet setting. She bounces from different islands to visit all her grandchildren and her children. So it's hard to get a hold of her. So I'm gonna start writing her letters and see if she'll, divulge any additional information, because there's a lot of family secrets going on apparently that I may not even find out. But if she can at least share some pictures, that would be great. Um, which region would you be shocked to have in your DNA, and why? Which region? I'm not really. I really can't really say. I would be shocked about any region, because unless I had like a large amount of Great England or something, I would be shocked at that, because I have no one has ever said anything about any Caucasian family members, anybody from Europe or anything. That would surprise me. I was wondering if I would see any like Native American or any um, because of the alleged Spanish heritage or anything, see if anything like that came up. Nothing like that came up. I was shocked about the lack of regions that I saw versus the regions that I did see. Who do I tag? I tag anybody and everybody who is interested in doing this tag. Feel free to tag yourself in, boo. Um, uh, that's all I got. I took my DNA. I need one more thing. I took my DNA and I did go to the other websites to see what would come up. I did the Geomatch, is it? If not, I would put that information. The DNA.Land, I did that one. I'm trying to remember if there was one more, but I do remember those two that I did do. I put my raw DNA from Ancestry into those websites to see if they would come up with anything different. I'm going to go ahead and include that information on the screen. So if y'all want to look at it, here's some screenshots. Some of it kind of was, was similar. It didn't break down. I thought I was going to see like which tribe, what was I from. If they're, because some of them had Oracle DNA and stuff like that, you can look into and match it up against that. I was a little bit confused about reading that. So if any of y'all know anything about how to read these grids and have further information, feel free to comment below what your thoughts are. That's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, share, subscribe, like, all that. Y'all have a good evening. Smooches.